Okay, just a quick update. We've done some more work on the manuscript prep, and as we know, by the way, that's the dog you can hear snoring in the corner, so ignore that. As you know, we were looking at Pride and Prejudice and Treasure Island. I will show you Treasure Island and how it's going through its pipeline at the moment. There's a few bugs that we ironed out. So yesterday we had finished categorization and analysis. We know that we need to improve the model there. Perhaps make the chunks also a little bit smaller because it kept on timing out, and go over at least 4 stages for every chunk. So we want to avoid that really. So we might have to halve the chunk size for it to perform better. So yeah, after categorization and analysis, we were able to see some of that detail on the chunks as we showed yesterday. Now, the merge is merging some of that information, and this is a deterministic stage. So this is all done with logic rather than with an AI model. So we're going to show you the results of that in a minute. I've run that already, so you can see here succeeded. And when I click on detail, we're just going to see the detail of that in a tab. So let me just make that a little bit bigger for you. This is very simple merge analysis, fairly straightforward. And the readable view is basically the JSON made readable for us humans, but all the JSON is available here for you to look at as well, with information about the chunks, and then information about characters and who appeared at when and where and all that kind of stuff. So in the readable view, it will tell you all the characters that it's found. Now you may see that George and George Mary are possibly the same people, and the C Cook and the Cook are possibly the same people. It has worked that out, and during the next stage it's going to resolve all that. So that was actually just running, but seems to have currently succeeded. So this is actually new code that I put in just minutes ago. So you can see it ran the model manuscript prep resolver, and we'll see if it actually came out with some interesting details. So let's have a look. It did do something. So here you can see that some of the resolution descriptions or decisions are that Captain Smollett might be the same as Mr. Smollett, and Mr. Arrow could be Arrow or Mr. Arrow, Barbecue could be the cook, etc. And then it's putting together some of these dossiers for us. Now, I don't understand why there's no dossier shown here for Captain Flint. So again, for a lot of this stuff, we're probably going to have to... Oh, it says there's 95 dossiers, but it's only showing these. So maybe this document, well, there's some improvements to be done in the readable view. Although in the JSON, we might be able to see there's Ben Gunn, the chunks he appears in, Captain Smollett. And so this actually goes down quite a long way, as you can see. So I think it's done it all, but it may not have done the readable view to the full extent. Something to improve. So we can download this data as well, and then you just get a JSON file. Could be useful for transporting. I don't know yet. I might not leave that in. So then what we really need to do is run the report. That's also deterministic, so the report gets built based on the resolution data. The idea is that the resolution data gives slightly better results, or much better results than the merge data. So we'll see what happens here when I run that. Because I just ran the resolution again, I wanted to create this report again. So we'll see and open that, and there's your PDF report about Treasure Island. And so it knows there's 67 chapters, obviously, the chunks we've worked off, dominant POV, first person, etc. So then there's a bunch more information about the structure, which it's done a funny thing here. Chapter 2 is starting again. So yeah, again, I'm going to have to make sure that it, you know, tightens this up a bit and does a better job. There are parts as well. Here's some dialogue explained. It's mostly first person. These are the attributed speakers. And what we also have is a list of characters. So I is shown as a list of characters. I don't know if the model can work out who it is that was speaking, but there you go. And some of these are very likely to come up twice. So Ben Gunn may come up as Ben, and Silver might come up as Captain Silver, and Long John and John Silver. They're all the same character, we know that. But the model is not identifying that. And I think this is where the AI can lag behind quite a bit on humans, especially with smaller models that I've run here. Anyway, that's the report. What is interesting though, I find that when we go down to the dossiers, we look, for example, at Captain Smollett here, you can see that his traits are dissatisfied, direct, authoritative, and duty bound. That's something that has come through from the meaning of the things that he said and his behavior in the book, and that is something the model seems to be fairly good at, actually. He's the captain of the ship, expresses concerns and all that kind of stuff. It would be good to see if we can find Silver and just see. There, Long John Silver. So also known as John Silver and Long John. So it knows about the aliases. It knows its character traits, or his character traits. And he's the ship's cook, apparently. I don't know the book. Is that true? I always thought he was like the captain, but he's certainly one of the main characters, isn't he? This is me showing my ignorance about the book. Or maybe the model got it completely wrong. I'm going to have to figure that out. It's probably best to test these things on books that you actually know. Anyway, showing a bit of my own ignorance there, doesn't really matter. The pipeline is working, and the gist of the application just now requires lots of fine-tuning and making sure that it actually does all the right things. So that's a quick dev update. We'll get another one out to you soon, and any comments, let me know.